once the floor is clean, free of nails, nail heads, staples, and other garbage, drywall dust, mud, then I do a mock-up with a calculation. The carpet underlay hasn't been laid yet, but I want to see how the floorboards will work at. So first, let's do the width of the room. The width of the room is 2102 millimeters. If you want to do fractions, knock yourself out. Either whatever number you're working with, it's going to work because it's the same math. So you measure the width of the room and you divide it by the width of the floorboards that you have to see how many full courses of floorboards you'll have. What you don't want to end up with in the corner of a room is a super skinny slice of floorboard that doesn't want to stay in. It keeps either falling out or coming up, and it's just usually if you're doing tiling, because the same math works with that, if you have a super skinny, full tile, and at the edge of the bathtub you have a super skinny strip, and it just keeps peeling off because it's so small, the adhesive or the mortar just doesn't hold it. So not happening here. So this is the math that was done. I took, here, take a look, there, we'll start there. I took the full width of the room and the full width of a board, the full width that is finished, okay? It's on the packaging, that number, also in fractions of an inch, and I also checked it with a real actual floorboard to make sure it's accurate. So what was done, if I just divide the full width of the room with the full width of the floorboard, I'm gonna have 10.77 courses. So what that 0.77 means is that I'm gonna have 1 course, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 3/4. Now 3/4 is not bad, but just for show and tell and for real, I already cut my pieces. Instead of 10 full courses and a strip, that's maybe unsightly. I want to go with 1 less full courses, just 9 full courses, and instead of 1 course that's 3/4 width, I'm gonna have 2 courses that are cut at the edges and they are almost full width. Okay, this is how the almost full width is calculated. So I'm gonna go with 9 courses of 195 each, so that's gonna have a width of 1755, and then the 1755, the full width of 9 courses, is subtracted from the whole room to see how much space I have in total for the left and right sides of the room, and that's 347. That 347 is now just has to be divided by 2, and I have here the floorboard 173.5 for width. That's gonna go for the left side and the right side of the room. I've already cut them. Well, I only cut the first 3, and that's how they look like. They've been cut here. So instead of a full width, I'm gonna go with an almost full width, just for comparison. There, just so that's the uncut, that's the cut, and see, it's almost a full board, and it's gonna look way more even. It's gonna look like it's been done by a professional. Now the next calculation would be about the length of the room, and here it's easy. You have a uniform length, and for the closet, yeah, whatever, nobody walks there. It's not a walk-in closet, and whatever width of, if I do have a skinny strip in the corner, nobody walks there. That's what I mean. Okay, what needs to look good is the living area, the most of the room. Okay, now for the length of the room. The length is tricky because it's got 2 lengths. the length that includes the closet doors are yet to be installed, and another length that's from the front of the door to the window there. So as you can see, that's a full floorboard, and a wee bit. I don't want a little bit of piece in front of the door, because the little pieces tend to turn up, or its corner is gonna stick up or some such thing. It's gonna be a tripping hazard. It's gonna piss off the homeowners, and it looks stupid if it's in the high traffic areas. So I thought I could have two floorboards and maybe lock in the little piece in the middle. That's going to be desk over here or bed or something. Lock in the little pieces just like so, and then I only need three of these ridiculous little pieces. And if it was tile, it could actually work, but it's not tile. It's interlocking wood pieces, and it doesn't quite work, because if I start laying the floor there with the edges exposed like so, so that's the first piece that goes down, and the second one on top of this in this direction, and then the next one in here on flat in this direction. So I need these lips to be exposed there. What happens if I have a little cut piece is that the cut piece will not have this lip here to lock in the next piece. So I'm gonna go this way because of the nature of the floor. I'm gonna lay the boards like so and have the little piece at the window, just two of those, because of that heating duct. I'm gonna have to end up with little pieces here anyhow that don't quite, actually just one piece here that will be only locked in only along the top and bottom edges, nothing from sides, because there's nothing there. This board that's coming through is gonna have just a notch there, and this board that's coming through will have another notch, but there's got to be here just one piece that's only supported along two of its edges instead of four of its edges. Well, because it's an end piece, it could only be supported at three of its edges, so it's going to be just supported at two of its edges. And yeah, okay, well, it's right in front of the window, but nobody's walking through here, only to the window, and you don't open the window from here, ideally. I hope not. You would stand somewhere here to open the window, because that's how arm length and body position works out. So there's not going to be a whole lot of traffic on that one piece. But that's typically how these compromises happen. And yeah, and for the, so that there's going to be a line of joints here, and I can carry it through there, because from the end I can go with full pieces. And yeah, I'll just make it look good. How it's gonna work out with the length that goes into the closet. And what I did, I wanted to center these full boards so that I have the same amount on the left side and the same amount on the right side, and that's done with much the same kind of math. Oh, in this picture I was just trying to draw it, but it doesn't really work out. It's better if you look at it with a real layout. So the room length is that much at the shortest point and that much at the longer points where inside the closet. The boards have a length of that much, and if I divide the shorter length of the room with the length of the board, it's 2.2. So here is the 0.2 part of the board there at the end, and I'm gonna put them there. And for the other pieces, I'm gonna go with one full board that I subtracted from the length of the room, and that's that number 1652, and if I chop it in two, it's 826. So I need two boards here, that's 826, 826 and full length. So that way, with these Mickey Mouse little pieces are minimized, I'm just gonna have 1, 2, 3 of these little pieces, and it's gonna be barely noticeable. There's a cabinet or a bed or something, a bookshelf, whatever, bookcase, something's gonna be over it. Alright, and I'm gonna have to repeat the same with the same math with the longer part, and make sure that the joints that I started here line up with the rest of the room as well. So I'm gonna continue with 826 full piece and whatever, and if I have little short pieces to cut in there, so be it, nobody's walking there. So that's my grand plan for the math, and let's get to work.